It's David Ducker coming back at you. And today I'm going to be talking about the rival adventuring party. Now, I hate the term adventuring party, but I think you can all understand what I'm talking about. You want to have a group of individuals of exceptional quality and caliber opposed to your own group. Now, you don't need this all the time. But where this really shines is if wherever they're going, whatever they're getting into, your party, your PCs, your adventurers, if the area they're going into is low threat, low excitement, maybe it's very interesting and historical, and you've got some ruins with great architecture and lore, but there's no action. Nothing lives there. There's no monsters. There's no traps. This is a piece of meta game advice, and I usually hate metagaming. This is one I will indulge in from time to time, if it makes sense. Only if it makes sense should you do anything. And this is also very applicable in one-shots as well. So if they're going into this low action area, it might be a high interest area, but low action. That's the perfect time to say, can I inject some rivals into this? If my characters are archaeologists, can I inject a rival archaeological team? That'll spice things up. It's role-playing opportunity, it's action opportunity. They could get in a brawl. They could try to kill each other. If your character is a thief, he's going into a mansion to steal something. Maybe there's already a thief there. Maybe you're a member of the guild and he's freelance. Or vice versa. And Conan did that several times. I think at least twice. Robert E. Howard did that with Conan. If you're coming into an assault, maybe you're attacking this guerrilla rebel base out in the woods, and there's this other group that's also attacking them. Or maybe there's a third group that you're Imperial stormtroopers, you're attacking a rebel base. But you see there's like these mercenaries, like Gamorreans, and led by a Twi'lek, and you find out the Hutts are trying to steal something from the rebels. And it's like, well, I don't like the Hutts, but we both hate the rebels, so maybe we can team up. And you get these rivals. And you can make alliance, the alliance can break, fall apart, crumble, betrayal, action, intrigue. And suddenly an area that's not perhaps super interesting, like an archaeological dig, like a cave that might have like a dragon at the bottom. And a dragon will be great for one scene, but if you need to support a whole one-shot, what about rival dragon slayers? Get them in there. And that way you can take something that can't quite stand by itself, stretch it out, extend it. This is filler almost. Although it can lead to other things in the future. You can run into these individuals again and again and again. They can get promoted. They can have political power. Whatever it is, you can do that. But this is a really great technique. So if they're going into a low interest area, you can either skip through it, skip ahead, narrate through it. And in an ongoing campaign, that's probably my go-to, is say, we don't have to show everything on screen. We don't have to fill 4 hours. But if for some pacing reason you do have to, just think, is there anyone who could possibly be in here? Maybe orcs have moved in. Maybe bandits have set up with this as their base. They don't know these ancient crumbling ruins have a sarcophagi at the bottom with a vampire lord trapped inside for 1,000 years. They're just chilling out here because it's some shade from the desert. And then when we roll up looking for this vampire, the bandits think we're part of the policia. The banditos don't want the federales coming down on them. Old West style gunfight over the vampiric hellmouth. And just coming into that ruin, going down, finding the vampire, and having nothing happen. Again, in a campaign that can be fine, but it might not be. In a one shot, This is certainly a way to almost swerve your players and say, we're going to do this with a vampire, but 90% of the action ends up being the bandits, and then you get the vampire at the end. So you can swerve the players so you haven't given away all of your goods with your initial advertisement. So I just wanted to mention this technique, and make sure you've detailed out the rival team. You know, the leader, the tough guy, the smart guy, the sneaky guy, the sexy girl that you want to have on the other team. Whoever it is, make sure each member is unique, different, powerful. You can even have them be a foil. If you've got a big dumb guy as a player, have a big dumb guy as the villain, make him a little bigger and a little dumber, or make him a little smarter and a little smaller. Whatever you need to do to just tweak it and say, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like we could get a role-playing scene on, the combat scene will be more exciting. You know, you don't want to make these random mooks. You want to make these capable individuals. Because random mooks, you don't need to talk to random mooks. You can sort them out. But you need to make a deal with these powerful individuals. And if you can't make a deal, if violence does break out, we'll have an interesting scene and perhaps a chase scene rather than just curb stomping them into the ground and stomping a mud hole in them, because that's boring. And if that was the case, there's so many other areas you can do that you're squandering this opportunity on making it into something generic. You want to make, each encounter, if you will, if you want to use that word encounter, which I don't really like, but if you want to use that word, make each encounter as different from one another as possible. In the course of a whole campaign, 50 sessions, 100 sessions, if you can get 50 different encounters, that's much better than 10 that are exactly the same or almost the same, and then, having another 40 that are unique. Or not. But I just wanted to mention this technique. I don't see it used often or often enough. I use it all the time. I love it. So I just wanted to share it with you. Let me know what you think about the rival team in the comments below. When have you seen it done well, poorly? And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.